Russia is facing new sanctions over the Ukraine crisis. The U.S. and Europe levied the new sanctions on Monday, targeting additional people and companies linked to Russian President Vladimir Putin's inner circle. CCTV's Jessica Stone has been following these developments. And Jessica, there seems to be a bit more bite in some of these key Russian sectors.
Well, certainly the U.S. is attempting to crack down on those closest to Russian President Vladimir Putin and their companies. Those companies form key parts of the Russian economy. Among the 7 individuals named for asset freezes and travel bans are these folks. These are Igor Sechin, the president of Rosneft, the Russian state oil company. The chairman of Rosneft was also named. Then you've got Oleg Beleventsev, the Russian presidential envoy to Crimea, and Dmitry Kozak, the Russian deputy prime minister. Now, 17 companies were also sanctioned. They fall into about 3 categories of finance and infrastructure for Russia's energy and transportation industries. 13 of these 17 will also be denied U.S. high-tech exports that could help build up the Russian military. But even as the Americans announced this 3rd round of sanctions, U.S. President Barack Obama has acknowledged he doesn't know if the move will get Russia to use its influence to encourage a drawdown of the eastern opposition in Ukraine. Meantime, China is cautioning that increased sanctions could actually make the situation in Ukraine worse.
We don't yet know whether it's going to work. And that's why the next phase, if in fact we saw further Russian aggression towards Ukraine, could be sectoral sanctions, less narrowly targeted, addressing sectors like banking or the defense industry.
China consistently opposes threats or the imposition of sanctions in international relations. We believe not only will sanctions not help resolve the crisis, but they will escalate tension.
Meantime, 100 members of the French Air Force and 4 fighter jets have arrived in Poland to augment NATO forces there. They will conduct joint exercises with the Polish Air Force. 4 British fighter jets have also arrived along with the balance of U.S. troops for infantry exercises. It's not yet clear whether the new force will join the Poles in patrolling the skies over the Baltic states. And Elaine, the European Union has just also voted to add 15 more Russian names to its own sanctions list. That brings the total up to 48. And those folks will be facing EU asset freezes and visa bans.
All right, Jessica Stone with that update on the sanctions there. Thanks so much.